Well, hello. We're trying to paint this tomato from life. I started this yesterday, and it just looks pretty horrible. But wait, we are going to continue the attempt. And so, the nice thing about this paper, which is this right here, is that paint dries on it pretty fast. So all of this is like almost dry, and you know the when the paint was still wet, it was really looking pretty horrible. But now it's starting to get a little bit dry. So let's have a look at what's happening here. I am making a light green. And let's see, the stem was looking pretty horrible. So let's see if we can. Okay, that's our new stem. And this looks terrible, but maybe it's going to look better later. We'll see. Oh, hi there, everybody. Thanks for joining real-time oil painting. Uh, a lot of this type of thing is the people really know what they're doing. This is not one of those things. So anyway, I started this one yesterday. It's looking a little better, that's for sure, but still looks miles away. I'm gonna start a new one. Hey, thanks a lot, Easy Moss. Appreciate. No, look at my channel. You'll see I paint all kinds of stuff, but I do like to paint from life, not photographs. So it's a lot of still lifes and stuff. But sometimes I paint from photographs also, and used to paint from imagination a lot, but it just doesn't seem. It seems kind of frivolous, so I sort of quit the paint from imagination. I used to do a lot of figure painting, thinking that was. If you look at really old stuff, I do a lot of figure painting, but today we're just trying to do this tomato from life, and so I started this one yesterday, and I don't really like the way it's coming out. Looks weird. Here's one I did. a year ago, I was really in the zone, and I did that in about 8 minutes, so that was cool. And then this one is the same tomato, and I tried that a few days ago. It looks kind of good here, sort of translucent, but it's still not really happening. This morning I looked at a video how to paint a tomato, and they weren't doing it this way, I can tell you that. So anyway, here, this is the darker area right there. There's like a shadow. I don't know if you can see it on there. And here's another place the shadow is. This is a Magneta. And oh, here I'm going to add some yellow to this red. I think this red is Scarlet Lake. I don't know what happened when I started painting 30 years ago. It was mostly cadmium colors, but now you don't see the cadmium colors so much anymore. I got a set of 1980 oil paints, and the red they put in there I think was Scarlet Lake, of all things, whatever that is. So I'd like this to be a lighter red, but I don't want to make I don't want to mix yellow. I mean, white for the lighter red, because that'll be like just some weird pink. So here I'm just trying to get these two tones that are more or less identical. And let's see. And right here there's a oh, hi there, Jamil Rathers. What am I doing? I'm trying to paint this tomato from life using oil paints. And appreciate the comment. Okay, so here I think I'm just gonna go back to this greenish color, put some blue in there. I should have a thing where you see the palette too, but I don't actually have that right now. So here I'm just going to try to get that stem. This color is ridiculous, not very good at all, but you know, at least we can lay down a bit of you know, color and just say hello. Pretty soon we're going to be the leaves. And now let's try to go darker. And here I'm putting the Magneta in with this green, and it's just kind of like muddy and not too nice looking, but and I really shouldn't be trying to do that detail right now, but so be it. Okay, now take some white just for the heck of it, and you're not really supposed to do a highlight till right at the very end, but you know, I'm more used to the watercolor, and so, you know, let's see, and then I'm gonna just do a kind of a bluish highlight for right here. This is like a reflective, it's actually a reflection that goes like in a smile there, which is the light bouncing off the table and going up there. And so by doing that with this weird color, it's a cool color, we can just kind of you know, differentiate that between like a basic highlight. I mean, it's a highlight in reflective shadow, basically. So, you know, just having the contrast, it's actually like a sheen. So, I think that is, I'm sorry, that is green, but so what? Well, it's starting to look half decent anyway. Let's see if we can't, you know, it would be a good color to have is like burnt umber, but I don't really have any burnt umber. Here I have my camera mounted to this thing that holds my paint. Oh, that's cute. Okay, cobalt violet. I used to paint all big canvases. I would never even think to try to paint anything this small. Now I paint all very small. I don't know why. Here's cadmium orange. This last time I was using this kind of paint was about 2001, maybe. I don't even know if it was that. Cadmium orange. And what's this one? That's some kind of green, and here is cadmium yellow medium. How about that? Oh, that's a good looking yellow right there. Oh boy, let's see. So this is a mixture of Magneta, Scarlet Lake, and cadmium yellow medium. Let's see what that looks like. Does not look too great. So what I'd really like to do at this point is get paint everywhere in there, but not just any paint, some good paint that is, you know, a good representation of the tonal values that are found in the carrot, or the carrot. It's not a carrot, it is a tomato, okay. And this whole thing here is a reflection, so that's weird. Anyway, let's see what happens here. It's good. Let's see about this. That's nice, okay. And let's see, how about we just put some, what do you call it? This is the, what do you call it? The odorless turpentine stuff. See if we can just kind of blend. I don't know if that's good or not. Probably not. Well, it maybe is good. It's a bit all the same tones, so that's not really a big plus. That's good, okay. And there's a little bit just comes right down in the middle here, and some down here. Let's go there. Well, that looks all right. And show a little bit right here, just to say hello. I am in an area over here. WSP, I'm gonna have to look that one up. Anyone know what WSP stands for? Maybe it's what are you doing? I don't know. Anyway, now let's see about hitting the shadow. So mix, what I got here is cobalt blue plus Magneta, and it's making kind of a green. I'll put some red in there also. So now we have a warm gray. I'll put a little bit of the paint thinner in there. Now let's just see about establishing a shadow here. I don't know why our shadow has like, you know, a bunch of different shadows. It's natural light here, but whatever, here it goes. I'm just gonna take the shadow, my favorite shadow out of all these three shadows that are here. I'm gonna go thinner and let's go come out here. Alright, so if this was on canvas, that'd be much better, because then on canvas you can just kind of like take a dry brush and rub on there, and it makes a really nice smooth edge. So now what I'm gonna do is take the same color but lean into the blue, and I'm gonna paint back here with the blue, because this shadow is farther away than this shadow. So by putting a cool color, that is my the extent of my knowledge of color. Is cool is supposed to fall back, and warm comes forward. So now I'm trying to blend the shadow, so it's going to be warm in front, cool in back. And you know, I guess if you kind of squint, the shadow looks farther away there than up here, so I guess that's a win, right? And here's just, I'm exaggerating the warm now by putting you know, close to straight up red there. Okay, the shadow is happening. Now I want to now what I'd like to do is have like a creamy white, I think would be good, and just paint a little bit more in the background. And by having the background, we might possibly, you know, start achieving something that looks more like depth than what we have right now. So that looks good. So I'm going to say that this is the highest highlight right there, which is convenient, since, you know, that is what's going to really give us depth, is if we have some contrast. That should make the area of contrast appear closer to the viewer than an area with less contrast. So here we're just kind of going to establish a square shape, and so here I'm just going to add a little more warmth using that same color that I had going on right there. And in my imagination, having a warm white right here is going to make this area look closer than that area, which is, you know, more or less the objective here. So I'm putting just some regular, blend in some regular white here to get a better transition. And now I'm gonna just see about well, we seem to be kind of off the paper. Okay, there we go. Oh, it might be good if we see the tomato, why not? And so as you can see, I decided this is the shadow here. I'm just ignoring that. I do have this light on, and I guess that's what was making that shadow. So, and this is a very, you know, fuzzy edge on the shadow, but uh, I don't think that it's going to get a fuzzy edge if I just do this. Oh, maybe a little bit. Let's have a look. So here I am rubbing with a dry brush, trying to achieve a fuzzy edge of the shadow, and it's sort of working a little bit, not really. I guess it's slightly fuzzy. And you know, I don't think it's a bad thing to have a paint stroke like that in there. I wish it was not more all that white, but whatever. Now I'm going to try to lean into a bluer color for back here. Just take, I guess I'll take the same thing. It's sort of turning green, but whatever. Let's just see about if we can say hello, we're behind and not in front. That does not really work out that great. Well, I guess, you know, we are leaning cool in this. Let's see, I go. So a made-up background is never a great idea, but whenever we're doing a made-up background here, we're trying to go cool colors to say hello, I'm behind, and warmer colors to uh, say hello, I'm closer, but and now I'm going over the cooler color because it just seems a little bit too uh, too literal, I guess we could say. So if we can paint it over and have it a little more subtle, so now I guess it's a little bit more subtle, and here try to just kind of even up the thing, and of course here this is supposed to be closer, so I guess I'm just kind of, and it's starting to look like an okay background, sort of in a way. I'm gonna mix a little bit more yellow back over here, just to say hi, I'm in a different area than here. Not really great, but let's just see if we can even this out. Hey, that I Drat, thank you for the big hello. Much appreciated. We're trying to do This is called real-time oil painting, oil painting, when you don't really know what you're doing, but you do it anyway. So I don't know why I'm putting yellow there. Let's try to lean into a warmer color now. Okay, so we're doing oil paint on paper. It's this kind of paper right here. The paint dries pretty quick on it. I did this one yesterday, and the paint is already dry. Today, I'm dissatisfied with that one, and I'm trying a new version. And if you've only been here for 5 minutes, because I'm floundering around trying to have a background. And what is happening here, I'm trying to get the background warm in front, cool in back. And so I'm going to try to blend this up. I don't know if this is an approved, you know, technique of brushwork. I doubt it. And I was just hoping that this, background would just sort of disappear, but it's not yet disappeared. All right, well, there it is, the background. Okay, so let's see about, we're really like on the hunt for some kind of like umber, raw umber, burnt sienna, something like that. That's a big shortcoming in my palette. Here's burnt umber from 1999, and still reasonably soft, I guess. So now we are going to try to get a good shadow happening. So what I'm mixing in is the palette. This is Scarlet Lake Cadmium Orange, whatever the heck that is. Cobalt Blue, this Cadmium Yellow Medium. I have some weird green that is like an artist loft color. And well, anyway, so here I was mixing this burnt umber with this color, which is actually a mixture of this, and a little bit of blue. And here I'm trying to get the shadow for like this area right here. Let's see how it is. It's definitely a shadow color. It's definitely related to red. I'm going to do this little line that's right there, and up here, just why not a little bit, and have just a couple of hints right here. It's not really good to have the same tone all different places. For example, this is you know, farther away than this, so having the same tone there is just not really great, but you know, I did it anyway. And I think I'm just gonna see about getting a shadow a little bit different. And okay, let's just go that bump right there. Now I'm gonna take the same color but lean into red, and I'm gonna just sort of, I don't really want to have an outline, but having said that, there's a nice outline. And here, let's go there. And so by leaving space here, I don't really have an outline. Yes, there is kind of a, you know, a line here. This is the shadow of this leaf here. I don't like this the way that ends. I'm gonna take same color, but lean out into yellow and red, and let's just see if we can. There now, by doing that overlap, we are sort of distinguishing from the you know, just by breaking up this, yes, that looks like a lobster claw or something, but by breaking up the big blotch of paint, I must go now. Wish you luck with the painting. Well, thank you so much for dropping by. That three-eye drat. Okay. Now I'm gonna go lean back into the yellow, and I think I'll just put some white with it. So now what we got is that same red right here, plus yellow plus white, and what we have is some kind of like I don't know, brownish warm thing, and you know, all these little areas here is some kind of, you know, golden yellow, and so by having a variety there, hopefully we will, or you know, what we're trying to do here is get some depth happening, and that is, this does not look like a good color, but anyway, okay, use it in a couple places, and I am going to go light and try to get just kind of a bit of a sheen thing right here. I don't know if that's good or not, probably not. I'm gonna go down here, same one. I wanna go right there. That looks good. All right, things are happening. Now, we gotta go hit the green area a little bit more. I do not have a pleasant green either in a tube or mixed, so we're just trying to get ourselves a green. Let's try the, okay, here is a, let's see right here. All right, that's not bad, could be worse. Now I want to come down on this. And now I want to get the top of the stem, which is kind of a circle. That looks okay, I suppose. And now let's see if we can just define this area. Now it's starting to look like a stem suddenly without warning. How about that? I'm gonna lean into green and just see about having the base of the stem. Is that nice? And now I want to get that dark again. This time I'm gonna mix blue into that to get a hopefully a more intense. There we go. That does not look half bad. Okay. See about a very little line there. And then here, can we get the edge of the stem? Yes and no. Man, now I want tomatoes. Thanks for the lively comment, Centerfeld. Okay. Now let's try to put a highlight in the shadow. You know, every shadow, normally in this kind of thing, I mean, it's very faint, but right here there's a highlight in the shadow. So let's see what we got for a highlight in shadow. And so here I'm mixing this gold that we had plus one of these greens, and let's just see what happens if we go right here. I don't know if that's the best highlight in shadow color. Probably not. Now I'm just trying to get a solid warm color for the front of the shadow again. I don't think that's very good, but whatever. It's not bad, too horrible either. And that looks terrible. Okay, that suddenly looks good. Let's see if we go right here. Not too bad. I really didn't like that color right there whatsoever. Well, it's starting to look, I would say, it looks better than yesterday's, which that was, I don't know, 2 days ago, and here's now, so a tale of two tomatoes. Well, anyway, I guess I'm going to take off, and I sure appreciate everybody who's stopped by in this, real-time oil painting experience. And this was a couple of days ago. This is today. There is my live tomato model right there, and then here is the one from last year, and here is the one from last week. So now we got 4 tomatoes happening. None of them look really too good, and it's a lot of art fun. So until next time, everyone have a super day.